Hello, welcome to your chair yoga class. My name is Asanti, and we've got half an hour of moving the body, getting a little bit more flexible and a little bit more relaxed, and of tackling our breathing and making sure that we know exactly how we're breathing. We're going to start with breathing, we're going to finish with breathing, and in the middle there's a lot of movement and posture holding. So we're going to start by bringing the soles of the feet firmly onto the ground, about hip distance apart, shifting a little bit further forward than our feet, so that you're sitting on the edge of the seat, and you can gently push your tailbone to the back and the hips are coming forward. So bring the hands into the knees and we close the eyes. We put a smile on our face and we breathe. And we were breathing before, but now we're just becoming aware of how we're breathing. And isn't that nice? Just let the breath come and go. And if you want, put one hand on your stomach and one hand on your chest and follow the movement of the breath. Can you feel the chest rise? And can you feel the stomach rise? Most of the time, it's the chest that expands when we breathe in. During the day, when we're not breathing with too much awareness, now put a hand on your rib cage, and I want you to feel that movement there as well. And maybe bring one hand onto your back. You'll feel movement there too. Yeah, no subtle, but it's there. That's how strong our lungs are. And every time we breathe in and let the stomach expand, we're activating the lower part of the lungs, which is the larger. So we're going to try and keep that up with deep belly breaths that activate our parasympathetic nervous system. So that nervous system, that's all to do with calming us down. So we'll take a few deep breaths here, in for 3 and out for 6 now, but in your own time. And as you breathe in, really feel that breath go into the chest and the rib cage and the stomach. And as you breathe out, relax your shoulders. Maybe tip the chin forwards a little bit. Let yourself completely relax. In for 3 and out for 6. And then we slowly open the eyes. And we start dropping the hands and shrugging the shoulders. Just getting some movement into the shoulders. Very good. And release. And from here, we bring the hands onto the shoulders. Elbows go all the way to the front here, where they touch. Raise the arms high and let the elbows guide the way all the way to the back. And bring them back to the front. Now inhale as you go up and exhale as you come down. Inhale and exhale. You want a slow and controlled movement, and you also want a very slow breath. Good. Good. Now from here, drop your right ear to the right shoulder and roll the chin to the chest. Raise the head and then drop your left ear to the left shoulder. Roll the chin to the chest and raise the head. And we'll do these shoulder rounds the other way, going to the back, up, and to the front. Inhale as you go to the back and up. Exhale as you come to the front and down. Deep belly breaths. So every time we inhale, the stomach expands. Every time we exhale, the stomach contracts. One more time. Good. We'll keep the arms here. Hands on the shoulders. Drop your left ear to the left shoulder. And stay here for a moment. And then slowly roll the chin to the chest. And raise your head. Straight spine, straight head. Drop your right ear to the right shoulder. And roll the chin to the chest. Straighten the head. And then release and shake off. Very good. Now from here, hands to the front and raise the fingertips until they're in a 90-degree angle. If that's not possible, that's very understandable. Just go as much as deep as is comfortable for you. And hold here. And then lower the fingers, keeping the hand completely straight. Maybe you can achieve a 90-degree angle here as well. If not, that's fine. Inhale and raise. Exhale and lower. And then shake off. Okay, and we'll do the same thing again. Arms to the front. Inhale, raise. And exhale, lower. Inhale, raise. And exhale, lower. Feel free to go at your own speed, but make it the speed of your breath and not the speed that your hands might want or that your brain might want. Good. Now spread the fingers wide, same thing. Just a little bit longer. And shake off again. There we go. And we're going to bring the hands onto our chair, holding on here. We're going to gently shift our hips from side to side. So raising one butt cheek a little bit off the chair, and then the other. So this loosens your spine a little bit, very good for your thigh joint in particular. Good if you're sitting a lot, which I think you might. Very good, and then relax and let yourself come forward, just dropping down, rounding your back here, and then you can look to the ground. And then slowly drop the head, round your back, and come up. It's okay to be much higher here. This might not be comfortable for everyone, so allow yourself to come a little higher if that's too much. We'll do that one more time. Just let yourself go. Let yourself get heavy here. Drop down, relax. You can look to the ground here before you drop the head and roll up again. Good. Now drop the head, round your back, and come up. Excellent. Then we're going to raise the arm. Now bring your right wrist in front of the left, and then grab hold of your hands here. So palms towards each other, hold on. From here, lower the hands all the way down and squeeze the shoulder blades as you push the hands down and the elbows towards the back. Drop the chin to the chest. And just so we don't think this is torture, how long is it going to be? Let's make it 3 deep breaths here. And make sure you don't rush your breath. And then slowly rise. Arms straighten again, hands release. Other wrist comes in front. I'm afraid we're going to do the same thing again on the other side. So interlock the hands here. This time the left wrist is in front. And we're going to push the hands down. And then from here, squeeze the shoulder blades, push the elbows towards the back, drop the chin down to the chest, and hold. You can close the eyes if that makes things easier, if that's comfortable. Now 3 deep breaths here, in through the nose. And slowly out. So it's not just deep diaphragmatic breaths that we want also want to slow down the exhalation, because that activates our vagus nerve faster than just deep breaths in do. And the vagus nerve is then responsible for activating your parasympathetic nervous system. Now, slowly raise the arms, release, and shake off. Very good. And then from here, come up for a moment. We'll do a little bit more for the wrists. Bring the fingertips in towards you. And just add a bit of weight here. So for some of us, this might look like that and already be really, really difficult. For others, you could come back a little bit further. Keep the heel of the hand firmly on the ground. The palm of the hand, every part of the lower part of the hand, the inside of the hand, is still in touch with your chair. Yes, and from here, tops of the hands come onto the ground, fingertips still pointing inwards towards us. And we hold here. Again, if you want, you can come back a little bit further. And then bring the fingertips in towards each other. And just bring the feet a little bit further apart and let yourself shift from side to side here. Good, fingertips out. And we shift from side to side again. Just letting the weight come and go. Good. And release. And shake off. Very good. Now from here, let's come to the left side of your chair. And we're going to start by bringing the hand down. The hand should be ready now. Raise your left arm high, and then raise that left leg as well. So you'll notice we're in a very straight line here. I don't want you to push the hips to the back. So open up. And then see how high you can get here. Just making sure the leg doesn't come to the front. Now we can look up to the ceiling. Good, and release. And we'll go to the other side of the chair. Looks like a half moon, but a supported half moon. Raising right arm and leg, left hand supporting you here. And that leg is going as high as possible, but that might be much lower for you. It might be higher for you as well. Just make sure you're comfortable and you're not pushing the hips to the back. And then we look up to the ceiling. And release. Very good. And we'll from here bring our right knee onto the right leg, I should say, but the knee guiding the way onto the chair, and shift back here. So that left foot comes further and further back so that the hips can come down. We're going to straighten the spine here. You'll feel that in your lower back as well. If it gets too much for you, just come forwards a bit more. If you want more, straighten all the way and raise the arms, and you can even look up. Now do what is comfortable here and not what you think is the most challenging, because that might not be the best for you. Good. Are we still breathing? Stomach rising and falling. And bring the hands down and release. And we'll take a little moment here in a supported forward fold, or maybe more like a halfway lift. We'll keep the legs as straight as we can. Feel free to bend them if this goes too deeply into the hamstrings. Come onto your forearms here and drop the head. Good. Now we can shift our weight a little bit further back into the heels, shift it into the toes, and see what that does to the backs of the legs. And then we slowly come up, and we'll go to the other side, bringing the other leg towards the front, towards the chair, knee guiding the way. You could stay on the other side as well, but I think it's easier to see from this side for you. So I'm walking. All right, so comfortable here, making sure that you can push your hip down here, that you're not nice and open. That's not what we want. We want the hips to be aligned, our body to be aligned over here, nice and open to the front. And if all of this is a little bit too much for the lower back, but also maybe for the hip, the foot can come further in and we can come further forward. Just try not to round here. Try and keep the spine straight. And if you want a little more, straight back, and arms rise, and we look up to the ceiling. When we take deep breaths here, really feel your stomach rise and fall, rise and fall. That thing that no one wants, a big belly, just forget about it and breathe in and let your stomach really expand. And again, remember, try and slow down your exhalations. They can be longer than the inhalations. And from here, bring the hands back down and push yourself back. Both feet firmly on the ground. Hands can stay on the ground if this is already enough. Forearms onto the ground if you want a little bit more. And we'll just breathe here and give ourselves a little time. Again, bend the legs if it gets a bit much for the hamstrings. And then you can shift your weight a little bit further back, pushing the hips towards the back, pushing the hips to the front. Just gentle movement here. It doesn't matter what your range is, just a little bit of movement. And we come up. And from here, we come into a one-legged chair pose. So we're going to work a lot of, well, the legs, but also the hips. So start by bringing your left ankle on top of the right knee and letting yourself sink down. Keep that chair nearby. Maybe you want to turn it around so that you're a bit higher here. So all of that is possible. If you don't need the chair, ignore me. Push that left knee down and sink down. And then from here, you can raise the arms if you like, and you can sink lower. You can keep hold of your chair if you want. Just make sure you've got a nice straight spine here. And straighten a bit more maybe. Don't push your tailbone towards the back too much. Slightly tucking under here actually. Ever so slightly, and don't overdo it. Especially if you've got disc issues, for example. You might not want to do that. You might not want to round. Good. Release. Shake off if you want to, if you need to. And then we'll do the other side. Starting with, so you can bring the chair to the other side if that's easier, whatever hand you want to hold on with. And sink down as low as you want, as low as is comfortable. Arms go up if you have that balance. And that's the other thing here. This is the beautiful thing with Ekpat Utkarasana as well. There's so much going on. And one of those things that is going on is that you need to concentrate because you need to balance. And if that knee goes high, then you're going to be a little bit wobbly. So pushing that knee down is not just good for the hips, it's also good for our balance. You might not see in those big boots that I'm wearing, but I'm also flexing the foot here. So the foot is not idly just hanging out here, it's just flexing. Very good. Last deep breath in. And then we exhale and release. And then we shake off. And we come back onto our chair. And we sit down. And we've got a little bit of time for breathing. I wanted a bit more breathing today. But we'll start with movement and breath. So hands onto the chair, just holding on underneath the chair. Inhale and raise the left arm. And exhale, reach the arm over. And then from here, if you want to, you can look down to the ground for a moment. And look up to the ceiling, then over towards your hand. Deep breath in. And exhale, release. Good, other side. Deep breath in, raise the right arm. Exhale, reach it over. It's a nice deep stretch in the side body here. You can look down if you want. If it's more comfortable looking to the front, that's fine. Now slowly raise the head, look up to the ceiling, and then change your gaze ever so slightly. Look towards your hand. Take a deep breath in and exhale, release. Roll the shoulders to the back, shake off the hands, and then from here, walk the tops of your hands in between your shoulder blades, if you can get that far. Otherwise, just stay a little lower. press the palms together, push the elbows to the back. This is reverse namaste, parivrit namaste, or reverse prayer. You can call it whatever you want. Feels good. Good. And from here, stay where you are. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and drop your left ear to the left shoulder. And we'll take a few breaths here. Slowly drop the chin to the collarbone. And roll the chin to the chest. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades as you raise the head. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Drop your right ear to the right shoulder. Now we want to stay with that awareness of the breath. I'm sure you did it anyway, but now we're going to do it together. Deep breath in and slow breath out. As you breathe in, the shoulders stay relaxed, they don't rise. And as you breathe out, you relax and soften your body. In through the nose. And as you exhale, bring the chin towards your collarbone. And still aware of the breath. Slowly roll the chin to the chest. And from here, raise the head. Shake off the hands, shake off the arms. If you want, you can do that movement again, which we've done quite a bit today. It might feel good. Hands onto the knees, close the eyes, and we'll take a deep breath in. And we exhale slowly through the nose. Breathe in and raise the head towards the ceiling. Up to where it's comfortable for you. And then breathe out and drop the chin to the chest. Inhale and raise the head. And exhale, lower the chin to the chest. And be aware of any sensations you feel here. Inhale, raise the head. And exhale, lower the chin to the chest. And then let your head hang here. You're keeping the rest of your spine straight, just the cervical spine, just the neck muscles are bending. And then gently take your chin towards the shoulder and down. Chin towards the other shoulder and down. And now let's make sure we know that we're still breathing. Inhale as you bring the chin towards one shoulder. And exhale as you bring the chin down to the chest. Inhale. And exhale. Slow down the breath, slow down the movement. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then roll the head back up. And smile. So you've probably noticed with what we just did, that movement and breathing, that I might have been a little bit too fast, I might have been a little bit too slow. That's why when we're counting our breaths, I always prefer not counting for you because everyone else has a different lung capacity. So we want to try and breathe in for 3 now and out for 6. And what we're going to do is we use our hands as well. Anulom Vilom. Start with raising the right hand, closing off the right nostril with the right thumb. Take a deep breath in for 3. And once you've done that, use the forefinger to close off the left nostril. Breathe out to the right for 6. In for 3. And out for for 6. Now find your own rhythm or follow mine. In for 3 and out for 6. So you might have realized that once we really get into it, if you're starting to breathe in for 3 and out for 6, at some point you'll be able to breathe in for 4, out for 6, without counting, out for 8 even, without counting more fast in any way. And so we're already expanding our lung capacity. The way we're doing this in an even deeper way is by holding the breath at the top. That's called antarkumbhak, so that in breath, or the retention of breath after the in breath. And what that does is it opens the smallest alveoli in your lungs so that when blood comes for oxygenation, there's just more to go around. And that's what we're going to try now. Just a little thing to remember: if you're pregnant, please don't hold your breath. If you've got blood pressure issues or a heart condition, please also don't hold your breath. Just do what you did before and take it in your own time. So again, try and breathe in for 1 and out for 2, so for twice as long. You can try and prolong that retention of breath up to 4 times as long as the inhalation. But for the moment, let's not worry about that and just do what feels right. So hold your breath for as long as is comfortable. Okay? So we breathe in slowly. And then we hold. Maybe not too long for the first one. Release and breathe out. Very good. And then same thing again. And try in for 3, out for 6, with a holding for however long you want. And take a moment to notice how that felt. Was that quite difficult, or was that actually quite easy? And if it was challenging, then what was it? Was it the retention of breath, or did that make the exhalation also a little bit harder? So that's all things that we can notice. And in the true spirit of mindfulness, we don't want to judge that. It's okay, whatever happened there. But just be aware of what is happening and just keep observing how you're breathing and how you're counting. And if that's getting any easier, if it was difficult at all. We'll do a few more like that in our own time. And I want you to close the eyes, just be completely in your own body. And then finish your round. You can keep the eyes closed, with mine. And just take a few moments to notice how you're feeling. The nice thing about meditation is that it can be a lot of different things, and breathing in itself is a meditation. Just being aware of the breath lets the mind stop wandering, because we're focusing, we're counting in this case. Maybe we feel a little bit more balanced already. And slowly move your head from side to side. right and left in whichever direction you want, but nice and slowly. If you want to do a half round or a full round, that's all fine. Roll the shoulders to the back and inhale, raise the arms, look up, and exhale, float the arms down. And we're done. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you again very soon.